Test, test, test one, test two, test one, test two. Let's see if we got sound coming through. Then we can get started. Let's see here. Okay, do we have some sound coming through? Anybody, if you can hear me right now, just give me the go ahead to continue and I will. In the meantime, if you can hear me on the radio station, welcome to the Gray Area. Comes on every Tuesday evening at 8 p.m. exclusively on PPRN Radio and the Live 365 app. This is Aaron Kennard, and I'm proud to be here with all of you fine people. Bear with me for 1 second. Just make sure everything's running smoothly. Let's see, are we live? Can you guys hear me? Good evening, Gabrielle. Can you hear my voice? Let's see if we can get started here. Let me know if I'm coming through. Okay, awesome. Thank you. So let's see. Oh, hey, Amanda. Okay, we got 5 people on real quick. Have no fear. We are here. We are in the new year, and my voice is hopefully crystal clear. How y'all doing out there? Welcome to the 17th installment of the Gray Area exclusively on PPRN Radio. We are also streaming live on Facebook and YouTube tonight as well. This is your host for the evening, Aaron Kennard. And as usual, I'm super excited to be able to spend yet another evening with all of you. It is currently about 8:15 here on the East Coast on a pretty tame February 8th evening. As we do get deeper into the new year, I do hope you're all taking good care of yourselves. And, lately, because it is very easy to forget that it's not only flu season, but we still have the virus to worry about as well, especially around our loved ones. Knock on wood, I haven't heard anything about the flu this year. Have any of you? I mean, I'm not sure what kind of agenda there may be with the virus and what have you. Everybody's a conspiracy theorist nowadays, but I haven't heard about one person getting the flu this year. Um, and honestly, I haven't heard about anybody getting COVID in the last week or so either. Knock on wood, but hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. Uh, Moving on, it's always a great night here on the Gray Area, and that's all because of you guys. Y'all have always been amazing when it comes to showing your boys some love and chilling in the chat with me. I actually look forward to seeing and chatting with all of you on Tuesday nights, so I do just want to thank you all for that. And of course, those of you that are watching on Facebook or YouTube, feel free to click the link in the description and call in and talk with us. I don't bite. If you ever want to call in and give a shout out or ask me any questions or anything, or maybe hold a discussion about a particular topic, you can always call me in that little link in the description. Special shout out to all my friends, family, bandmates, acquaintances who are trying to build their own businesses this year, or the last year, or the year before. Anything during the pandemic. It's always good to have a contingency plan. Whether the circumstances were good or bad, last year has been a year of growth and change for a lot of us. And it is nice to see a lot of people that I know and love finally coming into their own, and I truly do applaud that. Of course, if you do have a business or some sort of entrepreneurship that you are working on, feel free to leave a link in the chat, and I'll be sure to give it a plug as well. How is everybody in the chat doing tonight? I see Amanda and Gabrielle, faithful people who are usually listening in the chat all the time. I'm grateful for people like you. to be able to talk to about everything under the sun at this point. How's everybody's day so far? Amanda says, hanging in there. Ain't it the truth? I totally understand where you're coming from. We just got to keep on keeping on. It seems like we've already gone through the meat and potatoes of everything that's been going on. Gabrielle does say one day at a time. I completely agree. We got to take it one step at a time and approach this whole thing little by little, and things will get better. Just gonna have a little faith. Uh, let's see. So I was kind of undecided about what I want to talk about tonight, but maybe you guys can help me out. So, needless to say, a lot of us have gone through literal hell and back during this pandemic. Things like stress related health issues, and anxiety are running rampant. And though it seems like there's no end in sight, it is very important for us to be able to feel comfortable and feel assurance that there are better days ahead. There are different ways to accomplish this, even if you have to think outside the box. Those of you that know me personally or that have listened to the show previously know that I lost both my parents in the past 2 years. And though I still do grieve to this day, I am thankful to have friends, acquaintances, family that check on me from time to time. So I was running errands earlier today. Yes, Aaron was running errands. And I drove past a pet store. I stopped and went in and looked at some of the animals they had, and I actually forgot how much I wanted a pet again all these years. When I was living with my grandparents, I've had, dogs, cats, turtles, birds, you name it. And I was curious about the different ways I could go about getting one. Y'all know you don't necessarily have to buy a pet either, right? You can adopt. Of course, you can buy. You can rescue. You can. At one point, I even considered looking up how to obtain an emotional support animal of my own to help me get through my grief and sadness. It really did get that bad at one point. Um, but I am looking for I am considering looking for a pet nowadays. I'm trying to figure out what kind of pet would do me good. Hi, Alicia. How are you? Good to have you in the chat. Um, I mean, I always just thought about getting a dog. Dogs are very affectionate. Dogs are reliable to a degree, I guess. You have to do some training with them, but I feel like in terms of what I need as far as like a companion or a pet, I need somebody, uh, like a pet that's going to, I guess, be affectionate and always want to be around me. So I don't feel alone. Yes, ladies, I am on the market, but but I'm talking about, just being alone in general. Like sometimes it's good to have quote unquote, I guess, man's best friend. But you know what? A lot of people were telling me that, since I'm usually out on the road, performing or working or, at the gym, what have you, um, I might do better with the cat. Um, I've not ever been very fond of cats. Everybody that knows me knows that. Um, Cats are usually not very fond of me. But I tell you what, I've been looking at a lot of those TikToks and like Facebook Reels and stuff like that, and some of the cats do some of the cutest things. And I am at a point where I'm honestly considering getting a cat. Um, I never thought I would ever say that because I've always been team dog. What do you guys prefer more? Do you prefer dogs or cats in the chat? I've always been team dog, because dogs have more human like characteristics. Dogs, you can tell when they're like visibly upset, excited, happy. Cats are just like blah, and they like to be left alone for the most part, right? You know, what do you guys like more? You like dogs or cats more? Gabrielle says she likes dogs, and Alicia says dogs. She's allergic to cats. I think don't they have hypoallergenic cats as well? I think they have cats that are There's hypoallergenic and there's hyperallergenic. I think hyper is the bad one. Amanda says I had a cat that acted like a dog. No, they don't. Really, that's pretty cool. I could get down with one of those. A cat that acts like a dog. I just don't like the shedding either. So like, if I get a dog, hopefully they don't shed. But I think all dogs shed, right? Hmm. And then also, I'm not sure if I would want. Alicia says can't do any cats. Oh man. Oh, you're lucky then. Yeah, don't make the mistake I'm about to. Considering getting a cat. Um, I mean, yeah, I've always been team dog. I don't know whether or not I want a bigger dog or like a small dog because, I mean, never really like. Oh, my last dog I had was an English Mastiff. That boy was huge. That thing was gigantic, and it was a big mush. It was afraid of everything. So yeah, they come in all shapes, sizes, personalities. Maybe I'll get me like a medium sized dog, like an English or French bulldog. I know those need a lot of attention because they have like health issues and whatnot. But if you stay on top of it, they'll be some of the most friendliest, most loyal dogs one person can have. You know. Amanda said yes. He came outside with me, washed them in shampoo, and used a shed brush. Gabrielle says a fish or a bird. I was looking at different fish too, Gabrielle. Um, there are some exotic fish that are just so beautiful. But the thing with fish, it's almost like a puzzle because you have to make sure that they get along with each other. Like you can't get like um an angelfish and like a goldfish because one of them might eat the other. So you have to look up which ones I guess are compatible with the others. But you know what's funny about that? I was looking at this one person. They had a puffer fish, and it was the most beautiful thing you'd have ever seen. It looked like a darn pineapple, but like it was like the most friendly looking pine. Like it looked like it was like from like a Pixar movie or something. This thing was smiling, and it was excited to see its owner and everything. I was like, yes, I need something like that. You know. So those are cool, and I think pufferfish can live with each other. They're not very violent or anything. Um, so you never know. You know, could always get like something like a fish. Like that. They don't require a lot of cleanup around the tank. Obviously, just got to make sure the water's good and that they're fed. Um, I did see this thing called a mantis shrimp, which was pretty fascinating. It's probably the most fascinating animal I've ever seen in my life. So it's a shrimp, but it grows, I think, to be about like 7 inches. And this thing uh has like almost like boxing mitts like this that it keeps up here, almost like a mantis. So what it does is it legit punches its prey, and it may just seem like a cheap parlor trick or whatever, but the acceleration from which it punches is the same as a 22 caliber rifle. So it's no joke. Its punches can break through crab shells, break through like standard glass fish tanks. It's pretty ridiculous, and the acceleration of their punches can match the surface of the sun. So like the water's literally boiling when it's punching. So it's no joke. You can't put your finger in the water or anything. Um, so why would I want something like that? Because it's pretty cool, I guess. Seeing it destroy its prey. Of course, you would have to get something like an acrylic tank, so that it doesn't break through the tank itself, and you have to make sure that it's got like a saltwater filter as well. Other than that, you can't like they make cool pets, but I don't think you can really put anything else in the tank with it. Not even another mantis shrimp, because they they they'll cause too much damage, I guess, for each other. Um, let's see. Alicia says anaphylactic shock to cats. Elaborate. Is that what'll happen to you if you come into contact with the cat, Alicia? Gabrielle says saltwater fish. Um, Hi Nathaniel, how are you? Good to see you. Alicia says it's different. I like that. What the mantis shrimp? Let me send you a video of what this thing looks like. I'll put it in the chat, so you guys can check that out. It's pretty ridiculous. Uh, Guarantee you've never seen anything like it, unless I've showed it to you before. Let's see. How do I even? Oh boy, I am not good with technology. No, I am not good with technology. Give me 1 second. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Yeah, you guys definitely want to watch this. Look at the link I put in the chat here, and you'll see what the mantis shrimp is that I was talking about. It's pretty unreal. Kayla Myers. Oh, we actually have a reply from YouTube today. It says "yum" today. I don't know. And then Amanda, I guess Nathaniel's saying my mom is being a butthead. Ooh, don't let her see that you said that. Yeah, so I guess on the subject of unusual pets, does anybody here in the chat own any unusual pets? How about you guys out on the radio station? You guys own any unusual pets? Um, I've seen some pretty cool uh unusual pets that are legal but just very hard to obtain. There's one called a capybara. It's the world's largest rodent, but it doesn't look like a rodent. It looks more like a groundhog, sort of like an oversized groundhog. They're amazing. They act just like dogs. Some of the smartest animals you'll ever see. They're easily potty trained. They only eat like veggies. So like if you have like a celery stalk for them, they're just chilling. You know. Um, if I had a lot of land, like if I eventually move down south again, or if I move somewhere where I have a lot of land, maybe I'll get like a capybara or something. Because they need like the land, they need maybe like a nice pool or something to like swim in and have a good time. I would consider something like that. That would actually be really nice. Except for the fact that they're rodents, but they're huge. You can carry them like babies, you know. What kind of pets do you all have? Does anybody own any dogs, cats, hamsters, turtles? What's the craziest pet you've ever owned? I think for me the craziest pet I've ever owned, my grandfather and I used to go fishing 3 or 4 times a week back when I used to live in South Carolina. Amanda says children. Oh no. Yeah, those are some tough pets to raise for sure. Uh, um Andy, what's up, man? What's up, Mr. Martinez? Yes, I definitely want a capybara for sure. Um, we'll see. Like if depending on where I buy some property eventually, I'd like to make like a little space for like a capybara or something uncommon. Look at the video of the mantis shrimp that I put in the chat, Andy. Let me know what you think about that thing. That thing is ridiculous. Um, where was I? Um, so there was one time I couldn't go fishing with my grandpa because I had to go to school for something. I think like like a basketball game or something. And so he came back the next day and he's like, "I got a surprise for you." I'm like, "Grandpa, what did you get?" This guy brought back home a snapping turtle. A snapping turtle. I kid you not. I'm like, how? What? How? What? What? You brought home a what? Yeah, you could have. Okay, so for those of you that don't know what a snapping turtle looks like, um, snapping turtles are gigantic. Like if you've ever played Super Mario Brothers and you've ever faced Bowser, and a snapping turtle looks just like Bowser, basically, only with the sharper beak, and probably a sharper bite. He brought this thing home. I'm not sure how he carried it, but I think he picked it up by the shell or whatever. And so this thing was in the backyard with a rope around it. I was like, "Are you serious?" So, needless to say, we didn't keep it. We had a creek in our backyard, and he put it in the creek in our backyard. Even though I told him he should have taken it back to uh, to where he got it from, because I don't think it survived back there in the creek. Um, but yeah, we had that thing for a couple of days. It was actually pretty tame. But anybody who knows anything about snapping turtles knows that they can that they have enough bite force to bite through a hand. Through a hand. So that's probably the most bizarre pet I've ever owned. Um I don't know what I would want as far as um an exotic pet. I know a lot of people want those marmoset monkeys or like those flying squirrels. Um, I have a friend that used to own the flying squirrels. Not flying squirrels. What are they called? What are they called? I had the name of it before. I'm gonna get it right now. But you don't want to get something like that because they're very easy to lose. They're very hyper, and if they're around other people, um, they tend to get super excited, and then if you're like my friend and hers got free of her grasp, you're gonna have a bad time for sure. Yeah, so they're called pan. No, they're not. There's one that's similar to it called a panjiru. I don't think those fly though. Um, what is it called? I can't find the name. I think it's called a panjiru or like a flying something out there. I don't know, but everybody seems to want those, and those are like the worst exotic pets you can get. um, let's see what's going on, guys. Andy, what kind of pets do you have? Do you have any pets, Andy? I know Amanda said she has children. That's hard enough. I mean, I wouldn't know what that's like. Maybe one day I'll have a child, or maybe one day Pokemon will become real. um, So let's see what else. You guys know about these electric cars that are coming out? Oh, Andy says two dogs, Zoe and Neo. Okay, what kind of dogs are those? um, you guys know about those electric cars that are coming out nowadays? Um, even crazier now is that they have autonomous cars, that essentially uh, drive themselves. Have you guys seen this nonsense? Um, I understand. Okay, so this is my hot take, but I think we're heading in a bad direction with things like that. You do not want to be in a world where you rely specifically on technology. And when I say that, I just mean that, like, um, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. Right now, I think it was Han, Honda that had the first self driving car, and it was crazy because the person driving it had to put everything into manual again because they were about to slam into a fence. Apparently, the first models of these autonomous cars weren't able to distinguish gated community fences, so it was just going to go straight through the fence. I'm not sure if any of this is a good idea. And then also in Japan at some convention, they have the most advanced responding robot. I think that was made by either Honda or Hyundai. Correct me if I'm wrong. And the robot was legit answering questions. Like the person was like, "What color is my hair?" The robot would be like, "Oh, your hair is brown." Or like, "Are you aware that you're a robot?" And the robot would like explain everything to them. And it's just a scary time that we live in right now because it's almost like, I mean, we as humans, it's human nature to be curious, but I think we're getting into a dangerous territory where we're trying to play God, and there's only one God. Well, I mean, according to some people, some other religions believe that there are multiple gods, but whatever you believe in, like, that humans are not it. So it's kind of scary to see where things are heading right now in terms of future. But then again, not not necessarily everything. Like, some of the things that we're coming out with are pretty cool. If you saw my last show that I hosted, I was talking about the woolly mammoth and the dinosaurs possibly being revived within the next 10 years, due to stem cells and DNA splicing. So it is kind of interesting, where we're going as far as scientific advancement. But how do you guys feel about all this? Do you think we should just leave this stuff alone, or do you think we should keep pressing on and keep experimenting? What do you think about that? The only thing I think that's good about resuming, stem cell research and stuff like that is that um, we can make advancements as far as heart health and things like that, and potentially work on ways to increase longevity. you know Elisa says leave it alone. I could see why you would want to leave it alone. um I don't think we should be playing God, and that we should be tampering with people's lives and extending their lives. And you know one thing I also mentioned in my last show, if you haven't seen it, go back and look at episode 16 of the gray area. um and of course, if you're listening on the radio station right now, you can always reach me on any social media platform at Aaron Kennard Official, and I can send you a copy of each show if need be. I also mentioned the man from Maryland that got a heart transplant using a pig heart. That happened earlier this year. That's freaking insane. Um, that's scary. This man is still living, as far as I know, with a pig heart in his body. Amanda said, "I think it'll be cool, but we don't need another Jurassic Park." That's true. That we don't. And Alicia says, "We aren't God." Andy says, "We will be the cause of our own demise. Climate change, nuclear holocaust, creating Skynet." Yep. Yep. And you know what's funny? These are the things that all of these scientific advancements, like things that the scientists are working on, these are the things, if you think about it, we're not able to vote on. They let us vote on, they make us think that we have control, and we really don't. Like they allow us to vote on who gets into office and all these other minor distractions, but we don't get to vote on the things that really matter. Like we have people, we have the government probably dumping nuclear waste, testing bombs in the middle of the ocean, probably killing all sorts of things that we haven't even discovered yet, and we don't have any say over any of that, right? What's going on? And what do we do to change any of this? Are we able to change any of this? Are we able to tell them, hey, like creating these autonomous cars, this is no good. Like trying to bring back dinosaurs, trying to bring back the saber toothed cat. Like, really, what are you gonna do once it comes back? You know, like I know that it is for research purposes to gain knowledge and what have you, but I think we're barking up the wrong tree. We're barking up a tree that we're not supposed to be barking up, and pretty soon that could spell the end of the world, as we know it. Not trying to be all negative, but it just really makes you think, you know. Yeah, I'm not sure how we got to this subject. I mean, maybe my exotic pet that I want will be a woolly mammoth. Maybe I could buy one of those in like the next 10 years, for $1 million. But I always love the woolly mammoths, the mastodons and stuff. Um, Probably some of my favorite prehistoric animals. Those were cool. Um, But like as far as doing the, I don't know, as far as they're doing the research with the intent of helping humans, with the intent of like like I said before, with like heart health issues and things like that. Like for example, my mom passed away from cardiac arrest last year. So maybe if they had something for her, maybe if who's to say that like this year they're not going to have a major breakthrough with heart health. I may sound a little selfish, but if anything was able to keep my mom here, I probably would have been all for it. you know um Even with Betty White, um Sidney Poitier, they all passed away from complications with their hearts as well. And maybe Betty would have been able to celebrate her 100th birthday. Maybe we'd still have Sidney Poitier around. But these things happen more often than not, and that sort of goes back to the first thing that I was talking about too. A lot of us are more stressed than ever, and stress is a silent killer. Stress, diabetes, things like that. So we have to take care of our hearts. We have to take care of our bodies. I'm trying to do better myself because uh, as Andy in the chat knows, I used to be ripped. Me and him used to have like ab contests, showing off her abs in the bathroom back in like high school, back in Green Machine. uh, and I fell off a lot since then. But it's never too late, so long as you have a breath in your body, to try to get back to where you once were, and then once you get back there, aim higher than that. Let's see. Alicia says we aren't supposed to mess with God's plan. That's true. I do agree, and also in saying that, we can do whatever we want as far as research and whatnot, but what God has for us is always going to be for us. So if it's His will, for someone's time to be up, there's nothing that we can truly do about that. So that makes a lot of sense, Alicia. And Gabrielle says, and the food we eat. That's true. That's true. I, of course, eat way too much food, and I'm working on it. And hopefully that will equate to losing weight and building self confidence within myself. Um, Alicia says, "What's for you is for you. No man can hinder this." That's true. Absolutely. Hmm. It just teaches you have to live each day like it's your last, and make sure that you live with a purpose. You know, make sure that you're living with the particular goal in mind, and with the hope that you can influence somebody else to live a better life in the process. I must say, tonight was a very good episode. I'm glad that I had all of you to talk to tonight. Um, I honestly came on not really knowing what I was going to discuss, so I really appreciate all of you being able to talk with me and give your input about different things. Remember, you can always call in. The links in the description. You can always call in and talk to me. We can talk about whatever you like. Just have a good therapy session. I might have to change. I might have to change the. I might consider changing the name of this show eventually. Not sure what I want to call it. Maybe I can call it, um, Aaron's therapy session. All of you can be my therapist. um, or we can call it the New York Minute. I kind of like that name. Um, but there are a lot of things that are going to be changing with this radio broadcast moving forward. I can't really release any information about that right now, but you will know soon enough. Um, Eventually, I would like to either turn this into a podcast, or maybe also create a podcast on the side. Maybe get like a co-host or somebody that I can talk to as well. Um, more often, and get like multiple points of view on different things from somebody that calls in. But I'm gonna be working on tweaking this show and making it better than it ever was. And I have all of you to thank for the success that we've had so far. All of the listeners on PPR and radio. Hi, Lucy. How are you? But I do want to thank you all of the listeners on PPR and radio, everybody who comes into the chat and talks every so often and gives their 2 cents and their bit of knowledge. I really appreciate you all. Um, I hope that you all had a great time tonight, and I'm looking forward to talking to you again next week, same time, same place, Tuesday nights at 8. Catch me on the Gray Area, exclusively on PPR Radio. Love you guys, and have a good night, all right? Peace.